You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's the perfect intro. Actually, we're going to keep that in here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video by yours truly. You thought this podcast was gone. You were wrong. You were so wrong, guys. We were just too busy, man. Volkin, how are you doing, brother? You doing all right, man?
Dude, I'm doing well. I think it's been over a month since we did one. Like, we've been chatting, and like, to be fair, this time it was actually my fault, because the directly a week after
both of ours.
No, a week after our one, you're like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to say no. I'm fucking just too busy. And then the next 3 weeks, it was just like one of us was busy. I was like, oh, well, we'll get around to it when we get to it. So we're here. We're back. We're talking shit.
Well, what was interesting about that, though, is, and I want to talk about this and talk shit with Volk now that he's finally given me the torch to talk shit. I was telling him, I was like, man, Volk, you're picking up a lot of work over there, aren't you? You're covering this, you're covering that, you're covering this. Don't you feel like your plate's going to get a little full there? And he sends me a clip that I tweeted myself on Twitter. And it says, I can't complain when my goal was to eat, about food being on my plate. And I was like, oh, so true, man. You know what? Okay, fair enough. And then he hits me later on. He's like, mate, I got to cancel the podcast, mate. I'm busy. I told you, bro.
It was so funny.
Busy, mate. No, but what's funny is, like, so we ended up canceling 1 week doing that. The next week, I believe, was on me, Volk. Was I the one to cancel? Yeah. What happened? I don't know. And maybe Volk can testify to this. I feel like he can.
Might have been you were moving.
Well, I was moving, maybe, but not remember. Only that. For whatever reason, right now in the content creator space, we're getting fed. Speaking of food on the plate, these sponsorships are rolling in. And both of us had a lot of deadlines just lining up. I don't know why it is. I feel like all these fuckers get together at once and go, yeah, let's just throw them all at him in the same week so he can just work like a And so that's what happened. And so we ended up pushing that. And then now we're on top of all of that, compounding on top of all of that, we're in the middle of the freaking holidays. Thanksgiving for us over here, Christmas, and then you got birthdays coming up. I got my
birthdays, my son's birthday this weekend.
Like, dude, this is totally the boomer discussion, but it's so true. It's like you got business,
mixed with Christmas leisure, time shit. It's just like stressful. You got to organize everything. You got to do shit with the family. When I say it's stressful for the missus, not me, because I don't fucking shit.
And then, like, I imagine somebody might have got. There's always somebody who gets sick, either the kids, the missus, or us.
Yeah, my daughter's just got conjunctivitis.
Yeah. And I bought a new Cybertruck, and it's so funny, Volk. We just talked about this off stream. There's a lot of people who hate the Cybertruck. Like, they're just like, oh, they did bad purchase. And it's just what we talked off stream. It's like, okay, good for you. I like it. So, who cares, man?
Dude, the best Cybertruck thing I saw was when some dude spray painted it up with the UNSC and put a turret on the back and dressed up as Master Chief. It was like the coolest Cybertruck thing I've seen. It was epic.
I actually didn't see that. You just inspired me. So I just I want to talk about that process before we get into all the gotcha stuff. When you buy the Cybertruck, it is no negotiations whatsoever. Tesla, when you buy anything Tesla, it's no negotiations. It's fully done virtually, everything. So you see the price is what it is. You don't have to spend 6 hours talking to some dipshit that says, let me go back and talk to my manager real quick. Come back. Let me go back and talk to my manager real quick. And fuck off, bro. Okay. You get the price, you know what it is. Boom, bam. You make the payment, you move on. And so that was cool, Volk. I really liked that experience. And I wanted to share that for people who are interested. But the other thing is the Cybertruck in and of itself that people say it's bad, Volk. I have electricity free from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. and I don't pay any electricity from that time period in my house. So you charge the Cybertruck during that time. You can set it up in the app too, where it only charges during that time. I don't even pay gas or electricity on it ever. I basically drive for free now.
How far do you get out of a charge?
So I think 100% is 365 miles.
Oh yeah,
it's
good
not
distance.
A lot.
That's
you
good
got
enough.
The infrastructure. Yeah, you got the infrastructure now, and where you can go around, and you're always going to have a supercharge station somewhere.
Yeah.
But me, you know us, folk. Hell, we play content, we lift weights, and that's about it. Might go to the lake every now and then. That's about it.
Doing a couple miles a day. Yeah, you're not under pressure.
So it's like it fits my lifestyle perfectly. But now I'm getting it wrapped. Here's the thing that sucks. What I didn't know is that when you clean this bad boy, you can't take it through washers because the metal, the freaking refrigerator, the bulletproof metal, it will wash off the paint or make not wash off the paint and make it look funny. So you got to wrap this bad boy, which is another $8,000, which I didn't. That was hey, surprise, another $8,000. Basically, I bought a 6-figure vehicle, didn't even realize it, man. But it's been great. It's been great. There's been a lot to learn about it. I don't want to talk everybody's ears off about it, but like, it's a really cool vehicle. The technology is insane. The driving's insane. They have this wired steers driving, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I still drive me Mrs. Old Corolla, so that'll get me around.
Insanely based, man. Well, to be fair, I drove my Jeep for 10 years, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's time to get rid of this thing. Jeep's had good trade-in value. Let's trade it in before this bad boy starts kicking the dust.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, all that to say is, yeah, it's been a while. We've been busy because I remember that was one day I messaged you, let's do it. And you're like, I'm actually out buying a Cybertruck. And I'm like,
that was it.
Well, cancel that. Come on the podcast, mate. What are you doing? But yeah, no, it's all right.
Yeah. And so now, wait, you look like you wanted to say something.
No, you keep going. Oh, that was it.
Okay. One of the things I think we can get into next is like, I feel like, and I know you've been busy with like 18 different games, but HSR is one of my main games that I cover. I feel like a lot of people are starting to see the downsides of HSR. I don't know why it takes the Hoyosphere a lot longer to notice these things, but it does. But I feel like they're finally starting to see that every game eventually has that shelf life where it eventually starts to go downhill and the flaws start to show themselves explicitly. And one of the things that people are complaining about right now is the HP inflation of the MOC is getting insanely high.
So it's funny because I remember, I think it was like around when Star Rail came out. Like I never played Genshin, but I remember around that time, it might have been a little bit different time, but I remember all these people like videos and stuff complaining about the way Genshin just inflates HP pools. And that's how they add the difficulty to the game. And like, I remember seeing a lot of videos of people complaining about this. And I'm like, that's just going to happen every game. Like, it's just a matter of time. And so now that it's happening, it's funny. It actually made me pull. So I actually ended up pulling for Sunday because I was like, my Acheron side just ain't cutting it anymore. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, I didn't manual shit. I just auto it, and I was like, it took me 19. I did it in 19 cycles first auto. I'm like, that ain't enough. I'm probably gonna have to pull some. That's with my E2S1 Firefly team, and then my Acheron team. Yeah, and my Acheron has the light cone as well. And I'm like, oh, this side's not cutting it anymore because I haven't pulled since Firefly.
Yeah. That's a wicked power creep, by the way.
And then I did Jade, so I got lucky on Jade. Got her in like 20. I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to prep for 3.x and just pull Sunday so I have him ready for the rest of the... Like, cause it's like not having him going forward, I feel like might be similar to not having Run May during 2.x.
I would actually... Yes. I kind of... I feel like Ron May really is just the universal bitch of the game still. I compare him more to Robin. His real value, he's lacking the infrastructure. And then once he gets it, he's just going to be disgusting. And I feel like that's going to be a remembrance path as well as the 3.0 theme. But yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of semantics. Yeah, Ron May, Robin, whatever. I do agree with that. If like not picking up him, you're going to regret it eventually. Just like people started like denying Robin's value until the follow-up trope eventually came around.
but I feel like Robin had that window, and I feel like she was a weird window where it's like the end of this patch. Like she's still going to be good, but I feel like they're going to focus more in on him moving forward. Whereas Run May was like there for the like because we went break after break after break. You know what I mean? Like it was like she was just consistent the whole time.
Well, that's what I was getting at. I think right now. Literally right now, Sundays, like he doesn't feel broken. He just feels pretty good. That's what that's that weird patch. And people were probably like kind of like in doubt, but they don't understand. Like he's future proofed.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that do you agree that power creep's a bit disgusting? The fact that you have Acheron and her light cone and she already fell off.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like
I
feel like E0 Firefly would even feel like she's fallen off. Like I've just got E2, so she feels like decent enough. But like that's like I made a video a while back talking about how I've changed the way I view free to play. I used to always just go for characters, no light cones, just one copy of the characters so I could have new toys. Now I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna wait for the next big power creep, save up, and then just go all in on that and try and get like, you know, Eidolons and light cone because that sort of carries you through further than trying to get characters. I don't know if that's like the way to play it as free to play, but I find it gives me more enjoyment because Firefly is cool as hell and I still get to use her because she's so well invested. But I definitely think, the power creep's crazy, but it's like, I mean, it is what it is. They need people to spend. So
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they're not doing too well. Like they can't afford to make extra cutscenes and stuff, so they got to do something in there to.
That's such a good topic to go into next, man. Oh my god, dude! Go ahead.
No, I just think it's like it's one of those ones. Like it's inevitable that power creep. Like remember when the game first launched, and if you hit 100k damage, it was like holy shit! Look at me go.
Yeah.
Now it's like now it's like 300k feels like fucking wet noodle damage.
It does. It literally feels like wet noodle damage. In fact, you see 300k happen 3 times before a cycle ends.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, and then you look at the HP on the mob, and he's still at a half health.
Yeah, it's so dumb. but I mean, it is what it is. Like, just keep moving forward.
I want to talk about that. No, but I want to talk about that though. Let's peel back the layer on that. Why the fuck do all devs? I guess it's the laziest way. I guess I'm answering that right now in real time. Why do all devs say answer HP, more HP? You know, and I guess that's it. It's because it's the laziest way to, I guess, increase difficulty.
Okay, here we go.
Artificially increase difficulty, I guess.
Here's the thought process. How else do you do it?
You inject strategy into the game. It requires more work.
Then to implement more strategy would be implementing new mechanics, and then you would implement the character to take advantage of those mechanics. And so it's the same process over again. It's not actually changing it. Yeah, no, but the difference is you're still having the same thing where it's just power creep where you need the new character, because at the moment the new character just gives you higher number, whereas the other way is the new character counters mechanic. Same diff. Doesn't really bother me.
I feel like that's not the same difference. Let me explain why. If you increase the HP of the mobs, and hear me out, genuinely hear me out. If you increase the HP of the mobs, then nothing changes except their HP has increased, right? But if you keep the HP the same, but you inject new mobs in there that have different mechanics,
they continually inject new mobs with new mechanics. Like you look at,
they haven't. That's the argument
they have.
Right now.
You look at the one right now, like in the dude, what? I always forget the name of it. MOC Pure Fiction. What's the other one? Apocalyptic Shadow.
Apocalyptic Shadow. Yeah.
So with the you know how they got like the dinosaur, now it's the dinosaur with the TV. You got a full roster of enemies. You got to hit them X amount of times. You break them, that kills the break gauge. And then that's new mechanics. Like now you're in like apocalyptic. Dude, I can't even fucking say it. Apocalyptic Shadow, dude. I really got to concentrate on that. Now you're in there, which was considered like the single target. It was more of a break focus thing always. And now you've got to bring like raw AoE just to get these hit counts up on these characters. Yeah. So I mean that's new mechanics.
Yeah, I'm talking about specifically MOC, and I'll give you a very specific example. It's your boy, the robot, Savarog. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Svarog, yeah.
Yeah, he's out, and he's right next to another mob. I can't remember the mob.
Isn't he next to like the wolf dude? What's his face?
Yeah. There you go. He's next to the wolf dude, which we've already come across that, right? And the only difference is their HP has increased. However, I'll just throw an idea out there right now. What if you throw a third mob in there that's brand new, because you guys have the ability to cook up that brand new mob? All of a sudden, you bring the HP back down. All of a sudden, you have a third mob in there that invokes you to think about how to overcome that situation, because you've never seen that moves kit before. I guess where I'm getting at, Volk, is why can't we have new mobs every single patch with the live service game?
Yeah, I mean, I
feel like that's fair. I feel like that's a fair thing. That's the only way. It's like it's the only way to keep it fresh. Like I get what you're saying. It's like same thing. It's constantly bringing up these new mobs, and you have to constantly rediscover. That is the only way to refreshen up a strategy-based game, though. It's like every patch we should have new mobs, but we're still fighting Savarog from patch 1.0.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, like my view on this kind of stuff is I really don't give a shit, because I mean, my enjoy, and this is why you see me playing every gacha game comes out. I love, like, once you get fully geared and stuff in a game and it's PvE only, I get bored as fuck. Because it's like, because that's the process. Like, there's not too many other ways to keep it really engaging.
Like I mentioned
you know what
earlier.
I mean? Whereas, like, progressing through a new game, like, I've said this several times on the pod, but the most fun I had in Star Rail was the launch when you're trying to push MOC, when you're under leveled, you don't have good relics because it's a challenge. You really feel like you're strategizing around it. Back then, we only had Natasha as a sustain, so you're using either Fire MC or March 7th as your solo sustain on a second team. And it's like you have to think through every single move that you're doing, and that I find really fun. Then once you get to the end game, you're fully geared, then it's like, okay, this is kind of
shelf life.
This is kind of too easy. And then it's like eventually what's too easy, like I autoed through every bit of content with my 2 teams for probably, I want to say,
that's fair,
3 months. And then it's like, well, they've got to inflate it somehow to make it difficult to make me have to pull the next character. And that's just the way PvE works in these sort of things.
That
so and because I accept that and I'm like, hey, that's just the way it is, I'm happy to just go play another game and get a good experience. That's why I don't really give a shit, and I'm just like, I'm not going to think too deep on it.
I think it's fair. I do. And at the end of the day, you can only expect to get so much enjoyment out of the fucking same game. Like the game has been out for over a year. These games intrinsically are going to run into the same wall, and that's just the nature of the business, I guess. Yeah,
and I think that's why like some of the games, like this is why I like PvP, and I know a lot of people hate PvP, but it's like it's endless. It's endless reason to compete. It always comes
back to PvP. PvP is like Thanos. You know what I mean? Where did that lead you? Back to me.
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, I'm not going to get into that conversation because then people go, it's pay to win. And it's like,
I know. That's another rabbit hole. I do, though. I do think
but I'm the free-to-play guy who plays for free. I'm like, I don't give a fuck that it's paid. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're the ultimate, like, you can't make that argument against me guy, actually. Because if you can do it, then everybody should be able to do it. I trust me. I'm picking up what you're putting down there. I wanted to go into Girls Frontline 2 next, though, because I had a pleasant experience with that. And the specific things that I had a pleasant experience with were things, obviously, I didn't notice in the games I'm covering now. One of them was an increase in the frequency of cutscenes. That's one. The other one was the auto battle on the dailies. As many stamina as you want to do, as many times, it will do it instantaneously. You're not making me do repetitive bullshit every day. A case in point here is like if you go into any of the Hoyo games or whatever, there's not an instant completion. You have to constantly go and run through the damn domain again and then again and then again. It's like, dude, can you give me the option to auto complete it? Like that would be great. It'd save me some time. Well, I like that in Girls Frontline 2. And I know that exists in other gacha games. The other thing I liked was the skins and the weapons. I thought that was so fucking cool. I thought the user interface of like showing the different angles, although I know that's not really your thing, Volk, I thought that was still cool and something I didn't really see in the Hoyo space.
Yeah. You know? I think... And I think the crazy thing is, like, obviously it's a game, it's all waifus, like, it's got that side completely covered.
That's cringe.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't think any of that's cringe or anything. I just think it is what it is. I mean, that's the angle they're going for. They're not trying to hide it. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I think they've also got really compelling gameplay. And like you said, like, the weapon detail, it's not like they've gone, okay, we're going all in on the waifu bait. Like, this is all the game has. Like, the weapon detail, and then each attachment you get for the weapon can be put onto it, and then it changes the appearance of the weapon, and then you can spray paint the skin of any weapon, any combo you've put. It's kind of like transmog in WoW. I look like, and you can customize each piece of a weapon, and I'm like, this is just really cool customization, and it shows like they've gone deeper than just like kind of where Snowbreak is at the moment with like, you know, just going all in on the waifu bait. Like they've gone deep on a few of the other things, which I thought was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I think those elements increase the sustainability of your enjoyment of a game. It's like, oh yeah, I'm starting to run into that shelf life thing where doing the end game is now, it's almost impossible to, no matter what the fuck you do. I've been there, done that, bought the show, you know? But when you have the skins and the cosmetics, that kind of motivates you to want to get in battle just to see them go to work, you know?
Yeah.
But the other thing I liked about Girls Frontline is I just never played a game like that. I never played XCOM. Or I guess, so to speak. So seeing like the girls, once you click like battle and seeing them go in, you see the up close and personal cutscene and then they do their thing. I was like, oh, damn, this is cool. I can see how people play this. I like watching that sequence.
Yeah, like the grid-based strategy games are always fun, but I think they just present it super well. Like they, like the last one that we had that was grid-based was Sword of Convalaria, which was like the 2D pixel art.
Yes.
But like the immersion you get when it's like, okay, I'm looking at the board, I click it, and then I get the zoom in third person on the character running over, leaping over walls, shooting. Like, you know what I mean? It's just more. it's more immersive. But yeah, I think they've done pretty well. Like, I'm still firmly in the honeymoon phase, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. It's got PvP, which I'm cool
Skip
about.
Button and story.
It's got skip button. It's got all the things I can ask for, dude. Skip button. The great thing I love about it is that, and I think the overworld gets overdone for me personally. I'm not a massive fan of the overworld. What happens is with this game, I skip all the story. It's not even English voice. That's the one thing I think they should have done was English voice. But I skip all the chatting bits, and then as soon as a cutscene comes up, I'm like, all right, I'll sit and watch this cutscene. I don't really care what the story's going on. I can kind of piece it together through the cutscenes, but it's just cool cutscenes that I get to watch, and I can skip all the stuff in between. And then if you want to rewatch it, you can just go back and play any stage, which you'll clear in about 2 seconds because you're over leveled, and you can re-go through any of those cutscenes.
Yeah, no. I wanted to talk about story, but I know your ass never fucking watches story.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But what sucks is like, I really wanted to talk with you about that, Volk, because this game had one of the more mature dialogue where I can actually listen to them and pick it up. And I think one of the main catalysts for it was that the main protag wasn't this fucking omnipotent being. He was a guy with the actual down to earth experience. He has an actual personality. He's not just like, everybody sucks me off and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I think games have typically done that because you're meant to self-insert yourself, so they don't want to give you who you are in the game a personality that isn't who you are. So that I think games intentionally leave it normally vague so that you can feel like you're the person there. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think that is fair, and I think you tackled it perfectly. What I'm saying is it's overdone in this space. And it was nice to be in this space and see, it's not the typical omnipotent thing. You know, it's like, this guy's actually somebody with a personality, a past, and he's involved in the conversations. They have real conversations about real problems. It's not just like, what do you want? It's not like the vicarious thing where they're obviously trying to target the fucking guy who can't talk to a girl. With all due respect, not even trying to attack anybody about there, but it's like, that was what I liked about it. And I was like, I can actually get with this. I can see what's going on. Now, there has some military jargon in there, which was kind of like prevalent in all gachas, but you can get around it.
Dude, can I just say, though, the dumbest thing, it fucking does my head in. Okay, you're like, they have a boss battle feature. Mm-hmm. What would you call a boss battle feature?
What would you call a boss battle feature? I'll be honest, I have nothing coming to my head.
They call it a boss battle. Super simple, straight to the point. I like it. Okay, got you. They have a skill point system, which kind of looks like ammo above your bar. What would you call that?
A skill point system. Now I get where you're going.
They call it fucking confectance index.
Yeah.
Like,
I went off on this.
I'm trying to make guides and I'm like stumbling over myself saying it. I'm like, why do you make such a vital part of the game that you have to say, call it skill points or ammo? Don't call it confectance index. That is so, like, when you go for your game modes and you call it boss battle, I'm like, yeah, you're going to be straight to the point. Confectance index. What are we doing here? Like, why?
So the definition of doing the most. Well, you know what's funny? When I did a sponsor for them, sponsored stream, and then the sponsored stream's like, don't say like bad stuff, whatever. I straight up called that out.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? And I was asking Chad, I said, Chad, what is a confectance index? And they're like, it's a skill point, bro. Duh. Like the fucking dumbasses who play the games and I expect you to just know things off rip. I'm like, my bad for not knowing what the fuck a confectance index is, bro. Yeah. Okay, so what's skill point? Well, why did they just call it that? Like, yeah, no, I hate the jargons, bro. I'm just like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
With that said, I know Volk doesn't care about the story. If you haven't played Girls Frontline 2 yet, and you're somebody who likes story and gacha games, this was one of the better ones for me. I shit you not. They introduced the characters in a very mature way. They're not like this insanely seductive shit. I know the game comes off as like Coomer bait, but it's actually a bit more mature with the story delivery. I like that. I like the infrastructure of the games, like day-to-day grind and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. And then they have PvP like Volkin said. They got a bit of everything. It's a sleeper. I'll tell you that. If we compare it to gacha games, it's a bit of a sleeper. Now, I want to go in. Oh, go ahead. Want to say something?
No, I was going to say, it kind of just reminded me of like we've had a few gacha games that did it. Like Sword of Convalaria was the last grid-based one. Then we had like War of the Visions, which is Final Fantasy War of the Visions. Before that, we had like Fire Emblem Heroes, but it kind of reminds me of like when Arknights came out. I was never a big tower defense person, so I never got into it, but it was like just like a different type of gameplay that's a bit refreshing to come into, and I think that's where it sort of hits the sweet spot. It's just something a little bit different. And it does still run all the Hoyo models of like the summon system, the 0.6, but it's got like a 58 soft pity, which is a lot more reasonable. It's got 75% on the weapon, which I still think should be 100% in every game. But yeah, it's got stuff
also,
like that.
Also, the launch incentives are pretty fucking significant. They're just like slapping you.
Dude, the rerolls were sick.
Yeah. I was like, damn, they just throwing a bunch of stuff at you in the launch. And that's cool. Yeah, I know all that stuff diminishes quite quickly, but like theirs was a bit like more than what I've seen. And me and him take sponsors left and right for Gacha games. So we know what the space looks like.
Yeah, for instance, in a week, like you remember like Star Rail trying to get your standard banner pulls up. I've done, I think, 100.
God here has all the insight.
I think I've done in a week 180 pulls on the standard banner, and at 260 you get a selector.
God damn.
So I'm well towards it. And then on the radar banner, I've done about 80 pulls, and I still have about 90 pulls saved in a week.
God damn. Yeah, that's great. I mean, see, I've been playing at a very casual point, but you're basically representing the point I was saying. Now, are we done talking about Girls Frontline? Because I got another one. I wanted to go into NTE and Ananta. I don't even know where to start with all this, but it's interesting because I just flew out to Japan for NTE, and I was put in a very tough pickle because I love their development team. Their development team's actually very transparent. They were polite when I was out there, obviously, but they've just been open about everything, and they've even listened to the feedback during the beta, and they're like, they've shown us that they are developers willing to cooperate with the community in order to deliver a product that we can be relatively satisfied with. But then, like, you have Ananta come out, and then they show off this insane trailer. But there's two different perspectives I have on this. And this trailer just looks like it just delivers. I'm not going to say objectively. Subjectively, but pretty close to objectively. It looks like it delivers more than what NT is going to deliver. But at the end of the day, I can't tell you how many times Gacha games succeed in their marketing because it is a trailer. You know what I'm saying?
I need to play it. I need to play it.
Yes. Thank you. And that's what I'm getting at, Volk. Does it look good? Yes. You got everybody already saying NTE into service, NTE dead, and all this. You literally saw a trailer, man. That's all you saw. And let's not forget the company behind them, NetEase. You know what I mean? They've fucking abandoned games before games have even gotten a chance to really solidify themselves as an identity. So it's like there's a lot more variables in here where that game that looked like such a banger game can still go to shit. And I just think it's crazy how people just jump immediately and hype themselves up in this space with trailers alone. What did you think about that?
So here's my thing.
I haven't got to talk to you.
I'm all good with getting hyped up about a trailer. I love trailers.
Yeah.
Like I used to back before Gacha gaming, like every time there was a new like Halo trailer or something, dude, I got so excited. I love trailers. I love getting excited for them. But when you try and talk objectively on a game where you've got one that I played the beta on, the other one that I haven't seen actual gameplay, I just conserve my opinion for when I see actual gameplay. Yeah. The one thing for me is I'm sort of getting over open world action RPGs.
I hear. Well, that's what I wanted. That's the other topic, though, Volk. This game, both of them, regardless of what you think about which one's going to succeed, they look like they're taking it in a different approach, though, right? It looks like they're going in a lifestyle avenue more so than action.
I think based on, once again, it's only a trailer, Ananta. It's such a, go back to Project Movement. It's such a bad name, but it looks like it's going deeper, like with like if the Spider-Man type stuff is real and you can do it anytime, anywhere, like that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, but
there's also concern though that it can take away from the exploration. But go ahead though.
What you don't have to walk as many, like you get there quicker. That makes a better exploration. And then people will say, yeah, but what about when you got flying mounts and I get it.
Yeah, it is. I get what you're saying.
All I'm gonna say,
legitimate critique though. It's legit.
All I'm gonna say. Do you know what I loved in Tower of Fantasy more than Wuthering Waves or anything else?
Fucking mounts on the.
You had mounts. You had mounts. It was quicker to get around. Yeah. And what's wrong with quicker exploration?
No, I agree. And to be fair, to advocate what you're saying, the Spider-Man web sleek, it's perfect for Metropolis. It doesn't take away from Metropolis because you go on buildings and shit.
Yeah.
So it works in that setting.
Like what do you want me to be doing? Like, what would you rather be doing? Like slinging up there like Spider-Man, wall running? Or would you rather be doing like you did in Tower of Fantasy where you got to press, what is it? You press Alt, jump, forward, Alt, or control, whatever it was, the detach, and then you double jump, and then you attach, or you do Genshin where you know what I mean? Like, what would you rather? I don't know. I don't see an issue with it. I get the whole thing in MMOs with flying mounts because it makes you miss the whole world. I completely get that, but I think having better exploration, it doesn't quite correlate to that.
Productive conversation. I pointed that out and you pointed that out, and we came to the middle ground of actually web slinging in a city is fucking great. I think that's just. I mean, I agree.
Like, I don't think you should be able to web sling when there's no buildings around. Like, that's perfectly makes sense. You know what I mean? That's cool. But yeah, I think. But at the moment, like when you look at it, the thing for me is the exploration side of thing. That whole side of it, that's fun for a bit. But then you got to look at what the core end game is. And the end game is an action RPG open world game. And I'm like, I don't know if... And this is just a personal thing for me.
Or Grand Theft Auto. Or Grand Theft Auto, though, because they have basketball, volleyball, and all that shit. That could be PvP damn near. You know what I mean?
But basketball, volleyball, those like mini games, and I don't do mini games that much. You know what I mean? Like
I get it. That's subjective, though. I'm talking purely in terms of the community enjoying games.
I'm
on your side, though, Volk. No, I'm with you.
Oh, no.
Community-wise.
I have no doubt they put an effort into things that people might enjoy, but that's just not me. Like I said, I'm just looking at it from my point of view.
Respect.
And like I said, people love open world action RPGs. I'm just getting a bit... It's a bit too done for me. It's just like... And for me, it's like... It's because I don't want to fucking have to sit at my computer all the time to just play the game, because these games are never as fun on mobile. You know what I mean? So you can't do them while you're out. You got to concentrate. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but yeah, I feel like we're hitting a very massive saturation of action RPG open world games. But hopefully, they deliver something a bit different. The one thing I will say is I did enjoy the story delivery in NTE when I played the beta, even though I didn't understand anything.
The methodical approach.
Like I watched all the cutscenes because they were actually cool cutscenes. Like they were really well represented. Like that first one when you defeat the blob thing and you go into that battle scene and then she does like the big slash and goes. I was like, that was actually pretty cool.
I think that's why I told people before it even got out. I was like, man, this game, they upgraded the methodical approach to storytelling. Like they're getting it. They're like, okay, these people can't sit here and consume all this fucking dialogue, man. Like we gotta change this shit up a bit. And they did. They do a great job with that. I remember saying during stream, I was like, I don't even know what they're saying, and I'm enjoying the story.
Yeah, which is honestly a perfect segue, if you're ready to segue, into you causing drama in the community, you piece of shit.
Yeah, not enough fucking cutscenes. What a dirtbag, bro. How dare you ask for more cutscenes in our gacha games, bucko. They're completely fine with their 6 hours of yapping.
Dude,
listen, man.
It's so funny to me because it's... The thing that gets me is I understand when I say I'd like PvP in the game and people go, no, fuck off. Because like that could negatively impact their experience. I understand that. Yeah. Even though I think if you implement it right, you don't make it a forced thing, then people will want to. Like that's a whole nother topic. But I understand when people come back at me and be like, why would you want PvP in this? It's going to ruin the game. It's pay to win. And I'm like, yeah, that would impact their experience. You saying, can we get some more cutscenes? Like that doesn't negatively impact anyone. And I'm like, wait. I just looked at it. I'm like, why is this a thing?
I already know what they're going to say, though.
He didn't say that. Actually, Volkin, what he said was a quarter of an episode is made over the span of 6 weeks in a gacha game. In an anime studio, One Piece, he makes an episode for a decade straight without failing. And he's comparing two different mediums. That is just absurd. It's a stupid comparison.
That is what they're going to come at you with.
Yeah, but
what's funny is like I never once stated anything other than bringing up the two things. And I said, isn't that a bit interesting? I'm sure you've seen the video. Y'all jumped to the conclusion and started thinking that what I was insinuating was that they have to do the exact same work as an anime studio. And that's just simply not true. It is two different mediums.
and what I said to Smack after I saw it, I'm like, Smack, you fucking idiot. We don't need more cutscenes. We just need a fucking skip button. I just don't care.
But see, Volk, that's what I'm saying. First of all, facts, right? But second of all, at the end of the day, I'm always just trying to have a conversation about things that could be better. You know, it's like, what do you do once there's no content to talk about? Just start talking about things that could be better. But the gacha community cannot handle somebody being critical of games. Like they just can't handle it. And it's at that point where
you go finish your statement. Yeah, you go.
Well, I understand why so many creators are like, they're fearful of saying things about the game that aren't putting the game in a positive light. I get that, but like it's also more the reason why I got to be that guy, you know? because I don't care. You know, I can always defend myself.
Yeah, I just think it's so fascinating where. So here's the problem.
How do you find a way to get offended by that, though? That's what's wild. I was just like, bro, what do you do in your life? Like,
dude,
how are you mad about that, man?
And then it was funny because I saw your thumbnail for the other video, and then I saw it was an hour long. I'm like, I messaged Smack. I'm like, listen, that thumbnail is fire, but I ain't fucking listening to you yap for an hour about it. I don't give a shit that much.
I got 40,000 views out of that topic, man.
Dude, that is stupid. But
in totality.
But yeah, the thing that blows my mind is if someone says the game you play is bad, how does anything go past that? It's like, cool. I enjoy it.
That's it. My life force, it's attached to what you say about my game.
Yeah, no, that's but like, it's such a fascinating thing because like if I'm playing a game and you tell me it's shit, it's like, and like that's cool. I'm having fun. Like, and I don't care if people think it's shit. Like, and keep in mind, I have the most to gain. Creators have the most to gain from people liking their game because that could lead to more people playing it, which leads to more revenue. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But it's like, if I'm playing a game and someone thinks it's crap, that's cool. You don't enjoy it. I don't see how we have these massive conversations. Like I listened to the last one of Tectone's podcast while I was walking the dog the other day, and they're just going back and forth over Wuthering Waves is this and then talking about Star Rail and Zenless, and I'm like, but who cares?
Yeah.
Are you having fun? That's the thing. Like I said,
matters.
If someone's asking for something that could impact someone else negatively, then I completely get it. For instance, if I say I want PvP and someone's like, no, that could negatively impact my experience, I'm like, okay, that's a fair criticism because it would, maybe water it down for you. But like, just in terms of my game's cutscenes are better than yours, and like what? It just the whole thing blows my mind. I think the basic gist for me, for people to take away, is if you enjoy something, that's good enough. Well, if you want it to be better, you give feedback. That's good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's.
You could not waste all your time like Smack does trying to fucking find solutions for things and just move on to the next game, play that, and have fun while that lasts, and then move on to the next one.
Hey, Volk, you know what, man? I always advocate on your behalf to my community about that. You know, I tell them all the time, hey, man, Volk tells me I'm wasting my time, but you know what? It's just what I do, man. But what's funny, though, is I think it's a ongoing problem, not just existing inside of video games. It's not just inside of the gacha space. Like people that are lost in life, it get a little deep here, but it's just like they don't know what else to do with their time other than to do that goofy ass shit. It's like it's like when people watch reality shows. I don't know how the fuck they do it. I don't give a fuck what's going on in that reality show. These clowns, bro. Like I got way too much going on in my life to be worried about the fuck they got going on in that reality show. But people do it. Why? Because they have nothing else going on in their life.
It's kind of like streaming. It's kind of like streaming. I can't believe how much like people watch streams. Like, I mean, to be fair,
and that's not a shot to anybody.
You're wasting your time watching us, like, fucking turn off the video now. but
this is different, though, man. It's controlled.
It's different because it's us, which means you should enjoy it.
But no, I want to be clear here because this literally is different. Podcasting, you could listen to it because you see the topics and you're actually interested in them. You could see like a podcast talking about the politics and you're interested to hear about that, right? Like those are actually things that it's like in a way you're on the way home and that is going to be something you're interested in.
Yeah, but like, dude,
there's no blueprint. You're just like in the ride, no blueprint. Whatever happens.
The thing I like about podcasts is that you can just listen to them. You don't have to watch them. Like, so I can be out for a run. I can be out walking the dog. I can be out doing shit, and then I can consume that. And I'm a massive fan of podcasts, dude. And there's been some.
I feel like there's a real value there.
There's been some good podcasts lately, dude. It's been insane.
Dude, that guy you put me on, that was so fucking banger, Volk. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I love to listen to it pissed me off. This is going into a new topic on accident. How dumb I was compared to the conversations they were having. I was like, nah, bro. I thought I was intelligent, bro. These motherfuckers on a different level.
I love listening to podcasts that make me feel stupid. There is just nothing better because you feel like you're actually getting somewhere. Like you feel like you're growing a little bit.
Volk, the way they responded on topics they didn't agree with, the way they were like eloquently delivering themselves in a way that introduced a new idea just by like peeling back the layer. It was just like, it was a different level. It's like, it showed me, I was like, damn, there's levels to this communicating shit.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, there's been some really good podcasts like just across the board on some of the big ones. Yeah, I can't,
the names.
I can't remember, and I'd have to look into our chat to find it. But yeah,
while you're talking, I'm gonna find it. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been really enjoying, like, because obviously with the political landscape in America, it's been super interesting. And just listening to podcasts on both sides, it's been super interesting just finding out all this different stuff. Now, some people say some of that's not true, whatever, from both sides. It is what it is. I just like the conversation. When you get some of those middle ground podcasters that don't really have a stake in it, they're not like either left or right leaning, and you get some genuine conversation, I just find it super interesting along that lines, because the world is a crazy place at the moment.
Well, I feel like that's where the juiciest insight is too, though. It's in those conversations, and
then the AI conversations and stuff like that. It's like like then you get into some crazy stuff.
I think it also just kind of like puts a microscope on like the amount of focus you have on your bubble versus what other niches are going on out there that are actually fascinating niches. A quick side point. Eric Weinstein, Are We on the Brink of a Revolution? That one was a banger. YouTube that one, guys, and listen to it on the way home.
Not to be confused with that other Weinstein guy with the island and shit. Not that guy. Not thinking about it. It's a different guy. This guy's like a physicist.
They're physicists, man, and god damn, bro. And I think there really is something to extract from watching that episode. Just watch how they communicate with each other. How they have very long pauses because they know the other guy is actually trying to organize his thoughts. Yeah. They let him organize his thoughts. I can work on this too, but I was just like, it was so many little micro elements from the conversation where I was like, God damn. And
another one of my favorite ones is Andrew Huberman for like health and well-being type stuff. Like neuroscience and stuff like that. Like it's crazy. Like body hacks. Like that's what got me into cold showers and everything. Like I love all that stuff.
It legitimately improves your life. That's all. And I know we're not here to boomer you up too much, but damn it, bro, we can't talk about gacha games all the fucking time. Right?
but swinging back to what we were talking about in the first place, because that started off with me talking about watching like streams and like spending your time and stuff like that. I think it has, especially with like the internet age, it's like you become more tied to online things because that's where you spend a lot of your time. So an attack on, say, the game, your game, which you hold as part of your identities, becomes an attack on you. And so that's where I think a lot of that stuff comes from. And that's why we have such heated debates in the gacha space. It's because people feel personally attacked when you say their game's shit. Like me saying, Smack, you're playing Honkai Star Rail, that's shit. You take that as, this fucker's calling me shit. We're about to swing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where it becomes.
I think it's wild though, and I think that's probably why I have so much like hostility from these fucking people, because it's like I don't care. I'll shit on any game. Doesn't matter. Like I don't hold no allegiance to them. I'll shit on all three of them, and then all three fandoms will accuse me of being a hater.
Yeah, but I also think the way you deliver it is more conducive to getting hate back. I feel like everything you say could be delivered in a way that is more fluffed up. Like you can't say it's not.
I don't disagree, but I would like an example so that I can. First of all, before you don't even have to provide one either. I'm not the type like, oh, you're wrong. I'm not saying that.
Oh wait, no, wait. Give me a sec. I've got my Gacha Smack hit file with about
give me one
80 gigs worth of. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's actually the joke though. Like you can't expect me to think of them. First of all, I completely agree. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I convey things perfectly, for sure. But often at times, the way I'm going in and the way I'm delivering them is asshole to the game, not to a person, right? The only way it's to a person is when that person comes at me sideways first. That's it.
Yeah.
The only way.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, I'm imperfect. I completely agree. I'm an asshole for sure.
Yeah, I know. But like, if someone comes at you sideways and then you come back at them sideways, they're going to come back sideways, and then we're all sideways, and then we never level out. Someone's got to level the fucking board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true, Volk. That could be true and also could be wrong, because at certain points you got to stand up for yourself. Otherwise,
I 100% agree.
And in this field, you know as well as I do, these motherfuckers try to come after your reputation just so they could take your audience. It's a nasty game. And so
100%.
that's the only thing where you stand on principle, stand on business, you draw a line. But I do agree, you can't just be sitting here like nobody's gonna fucking come after me. Yeah, no, it's not happening. You gotta. At this point, I've ironed out to the point where I don't respond to every fucking thing. I really don't. There's been a lot of people that come after me, and I just like, oh, whatever.
That was like it was like when I saw your whole shit with the cutscenes thing. I was like, man, I should get back on Twitter and I should just do some troll posts. Like
that's what I do. That's what I do. I did one right now on Wuthering Waves. I was like, oh, dude, look at this buggering waves, and people bite for it every time.
All right, maybe I need to make a post right now. Hot take. There's
no way you're putting it. You know that's not you, Volk. You know that's not you.
The best,
not in your character, brother.
Action RPG gacha this
Volk,
year.
I almost called you James. Volk.
Is not Wuthering Waves.
Your bait is so obvious.
Or Zenless. I'm going to spell the whole thing out. Zenless Zone 0. ... Enter. It's actually, right? Solo leveling.
You should have been putting this on
Arise.
the screen so they could see this in full. You got to have to be proven. Yeah,
it's actually solo leveling Arise by Netmarble.
I mean, dude, it's funny that you say that because I heard a lot of good things about the game, but I also heard a lot of bad things about the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Netmarble. There's always going to be bad things, but this is a fun take. Wait. There we go. Wait.
I will say.
Post. Okay, check my Twitter.
You actually did it. Okay, well, hell. All right, whoa. Volk, they're all going to know that because it's Volkin, it's lukewarm, bro. We all know. It gotta be hot though, Volk. Like you're not built for it, brother. You gotta really say some shit you know they're gonna be pissed off about. Like, oh, there's no way he said that about our game. Anyways, man, I do think at the end of the day, this community attaches themselves to a game in a very unhealthy fashion. Like the relationship with these companies that these guys have, I could never in a million years develop those level of feelings for a company. I just couldn't. I can always come and say, "Oh, y'all being unreasonable here," but you know, I just couldn't. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Oh no, it's crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm obviously not in that space because I just like jump between games because as soon as I get bored, I move on. But I mean, that's a different thing.
How are you managing all of those games at this particular point? Everything going on? How's the Pokemon space going?
Pokemon's fun, but do they need the new set? New set comes out in like a week, and it's like this, the meta's so stale at the moment.
Like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it just needs to come out. Besides that, the main thing I'm covering at the moment is just Girls Frontline because it's fresh, it's fun, it's enjoyable.
Right.
AFK Journey I still do a little bit, but that's fallen off a lot. We got a new season starting, so hopefully that makes things spice up a little bit.
Already? Is it still the pirate shit?
We're still in the pirate season. We got 2 more characters to come in the pirate season, and then it's going to be a new season.
Okay, damn. Okay, sounds good. Have you been keeping up with the PoE2 fucking wave at all, or no?
Nah. All I think about when I hear...
know that's not your jam.
Yeah, all I think about when I hear PoE is I'm like, I wonder if Grimm's going to cover it again.
Dude, man, he was the man at one point.
Yeah, huh? he was the PoE man. Yeah,
I remember it, dude. Graham, Godspeed. I hope you're doing okay, brother. I wanted to say that the launch of that game was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw stuff on it everywhere.
Dude, I saw content creators that were down in the dumps in terms of stream analytics. Asmon's gonna be Asmon, right? But there are certain content creators, dude. They went from having 500 viewers or 1,000 viewers on the launch day to having 22,000 people in stream, 25,000, like record breaking, great. So many people were interested just to see what that game was about. And I was like, damn, that's a different level of like hype. You know?
Like that's a game I would have definitely dove into if I was like 18 to 22.
Oh, 18, 20. Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that period when I was playing so much WoW and stuff like that. At the moment, I just have like, if I like, it's like when my mates try and get me back into WoW. It's like, dude, I don't have time to have no life again. Like I've got a life now. I need to have that. You know.
Volk, and let me tell you something. You made the right decision, brother. I've been playing Path of Exile, and I dump about an hour and a half a day. You know, a typical adult type of playtime remaining for the day. And I'm like, I haven't gotten shit done with this hour and a half. I leveled up 2 times,
which when you're younger
drop.
is fantastic. Like it's a great time. Like when you're younger, it's a fantastic time sink.
Yeah, Volk, I don't think you understand. I was just like last night, but my brother James has been he's been going after it, and I'm just like, damn, bro, you got 20 hours over me, and I could catch up with you in about maybe an hour. It's like, it's just a bottomless pit of fucking grind, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It's like, and sometimes you don't get nothing done. It's just like,
dude,
okay.
I remember back when I was playing WoW, like you jump on like I used to not go out like to pubs and clubs and stuff because I'd just be sitting at home playing WoW instead. And you you jump on with the boys, you'd start some threes matches, and it'd be 6 hours later, and you'd like, fuck, we didn't even climb a rank. Like, we're that shit. But it was fun.
What I'm talking about. Like, it was so fucking fun. And don't get me wrong, Volk, I think the restrictions we have now as responsible adults, I think it still makes the games more fun, and you should try it just to see that feel. But I think you're the type who knows the slippery slope danger.
Oh yeah, yeah,
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. See, for me, I'm like, I'm relatively surprised at my discipline because I've been playing it very casually.
Dude,
and
give me 1 sec. Just a knock at the door, and I'm home alone.
No. It's okay, man. Do your thing, man. While we're waiting on Volkin, you guys know I'm fucking king of yapping away. No, seriously though, guys. Like while I'm sitting here playing Path of Exile, casual pace, I am very much looking forward to it the next day because I'm like, oh, I only got to pay 1 hour and a half. And then I got a friend who's ahead of me and I'm like, I got to catch up to that fucker. So playing it from a casual pace is something I've never done in my life. It's been pretty damn enjoyable. I'll admit, I've been liking it. I don't care about how far ahead everybody else is. I'm like, I'll give a damn, bro. I'm just trying to get my monk to get this new ability so I can do some damage.
Yeah, dude, like that was always crazy in WoW expansions. Like the first week of just grind was like, you see someone high level and you're like, bullshit, I'm gonna fucking get that.
Yeah, you'll be fucked up, bro. You gotta be fucked up, bro.
It's like, oh, it's so fun, dude. I miss that, but dude, there's no way I could do it again.
I know. Competitive edge ever so slightly diminishes, but I get it. The slippery slope is very dangerous. For me, it's TFT that does that, the League of Legends game. I will forsake all responsibilities in terms of like consecration and just get lost in match after match after match after match. I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's what I was doing with Pokemon. Like I was so bad around like during the soft launch and stuff. It was just like I'd just be playing games and I'm like, I've really accomplished nothing, but I've burnt 3 hours here. What am I doing?
And then you try to like confirmation bias yourself that like, oh, don't worry, I'll make it work somehow.
Yeah, it's okay.
I work hard all the time, man. I can get away with this.
Yeah, dude.
I deserve this time off.
Yeah.
No, man, I have nothing else to talk about, Volk. If you wanted to wrap it up, we can. If you got another subject, we can. It's up to you, buddy.
No, I think that's good enough for this one. We'll leave the rest for the next month when we do another one.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I'll see you in 2 years, okay? Hey, peace, love, and happiness, guys. We'll be sure to put the episode up, man. Who cares?